Hey everybody, it's your girl Candy Girl, and I'm coming to you with a requested video from Sue Devil. He is a maybe former engineer from Canada, and he made a really good point and posed a very good question. And he was saying that, he was an engineer for 20 years, and then one day he looked in the mirror and said, "This is not me, this is not what I want to do." But then again, who am I and what am I passionate about? So his question was, why is that? What's going on there? And you raised a very good question. And actually, this is a new concept, or relatively new concept in the world of psychology. And it's called emerging adulthood. And Jeffrey Arnett introduced this concept in an 2000 article in the American Psychologist. What he was saying was that this is a age bracket between 18 and 25 years old. And these people typically do not have children. They don't live in their own home. They don't have sufficient income to become fully independent in their early to late 20s, but they are becoming more independent and they're exploring various life possibilities. They're going through identity exploration. They're um, a lot of instability at that point, but a lot of self focus and feeling in between. They don't see themselves as entirely as adults, and so this is why it's called emerging adulthood. As far as work is concerned, they're viewing their jobs as a way of gaining knowledge and skills that will be useful in their career in the future adulthood years. However, they're still trying to figure out what kind of work they really want to do and what they're passionate about. So there's still a lot of instability in their work throughout those years. So there's nothing really about this emerging adulthood group that is demographically consistent. So let's look at the statistics between adolescents and then people in their 30s and then the emerging adults. So adolescents, over 95% of these children are living at home with their parents, and 98% are not married, and under 10% have become parents. More than 95% of adolescents are attending school. So that's relatively consistent and stable as far as statistics are concerned. People in their 30s are also pretty consistent in that they're demographically normative. 75% of them are married, 75% of them are parents at that point, and under 10% are attending school. Emerging adults, however, there's nothing about this group that is demographically consistent. So 40% do not attend college, but they live independently and they work full time. Two-thirds of emerging adults in the United States cohabitate with a romantic partner. So they're starting to work towards that marriage and starting a family, but they're not fully there yet. Over 60% of emerging adults in the United States are entering college or they have entered college the year after they graduated from high school, but only about 32% of people between the ages of 25 to 29 have finished 4 or more years of college. So we see a lot of variability between adolescent, emerging adulthood, and then the full fledged adulthood. I will give you my own personal experience and tell you what my theory is, in that I'm pretty sure a lot of people can identify with what I was going through and I'm still going through today. I was 17 years old when I went to college. I felt it was incredibly unfair that I had to decide what was I passionate enough about that I could spend 4 years studying it in a very concentrated manner. I didn't feel like I knew enough about myself to be able to make that decision. And because of that, I didn't declare a major up until my senior year in college. After college, I went on to law school, and I also got my master's while I was in law school. But I will say that I did not graduate and then choose one job and stick with it. I have traveled the world. I have went from one job to the next, and they are in vastly different career fields. I've done IT, I've done immigration law, I have done uh, public health program management and community outreach. Now I'm doing employment discrimination cases. So there's this huge range of stuff, and really, I enjoyed some aspect of each one of those, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is that I'm going to do up until I retire. And I have a better idea of it now, but certainly when I was 17, I did not expect this path. Because we're so unsure about what we want to do and who we are and what our opinion is about a lot of things, we end up looking to the people that we adore and love the most, and in turn love us as well, which is usually our parents, for them to kind of guide us into that direction that would best suit us. However, and I think they do this in love and is very innocent, they are pushing us into something that they want us to do instead of what they feel based on them raising us from, you know, the cradle, what they feel we would be most passionate doing, we would be most passionate about, and what we'd be most happy doing. That is less of a consideration versus financial stability, economic prosperity, things of that nature. And really having them feel like the investment that they've put towards your future has brought you to a level where you are earning more than what they are earning, because you really want your legacy to be going in an upward progression. So inevitably, we're pushed into one of three kinds of career tracks. It's either a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. That's what our parents would have us do. Now, there comes a point in everybody's life um, where, for lack of better words, or maybe these are the exact words, people basically stop giving a fuck and they say, fuck you. I'm going to do what is best for me and what makes me happy. And you should be happy because I'm happy. A lot of parents are very supportive of that, and they say, hey, as long as you're happy, I'm happy for you. But sometimes that calls for an absolute 180 change in our career path. So I've had teachers in high school who were formerly doctors and lawyers who decided to give up their entire career and start doing this instead. So I know that there are people who do a complete career change because they realized that they were pursuing something that was not best suited for them. And now they have figured out who they are as a person, and they change directions. And I think it has a lot to do with us trying to make our parents proud of us and them pushing us in a direction that they feel is most financially secure as well as prosperous in comparison to what they have been able to accomplish. So those two dynamics are pushing us in a direction that really is not suited for us. Then all of a sudden we realize we're not happy, and then we kind of just be like, okay, well, you know what, I gotta do what I feel is best for me, and I think that this is what it is. So that's my opinion. I would be very interested in hearing what you all think. What do you think about this emerging adulthood kind of concept? What were your experiences between the ages of 18 and 25? Did you have a good idea about what you wanted to do, and did you stick with that? Or were you very much in flux and you really just wanted to make your parents proud? What was going on in your life? What do you think about major career changes, and what was the precipitating factors to that? I'm curious to know what your opinions are. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, love and blessings.